If you have a connection to Switzerland through your family or your partner and want to make it official by becoming Swiss yourself, this is how you can go about it. Even if you can't yodel, or play the Alp horn, or throw a big stone a long way, citizenship may well be within your reach. But beware, the path to becoming Swiss takes many twists and turns. So ask yourself, are you really ready for it? Okay then, we'll walk you through it. There are 3 ways of becoming Swiss: by birth, marriage, or by living in the country for a long time. Swiss by birth. Unlike in other countries, being born in Switzerland doesn't qualify you for a Swiss passport. There's a rather grand-sounding rule called jus sanguinis. It comes down to your blood. This means you can be Swiss even if you're born to Swiss parents living outside of Switzerland. Your mum and dad will have to register your birth with a Swiss authority abroad or in Switzerland before you're 25. If this didn't happen, you can still request so-called reintegration before you turn 35. But you'll have to move back to Switzerland or have close ties to the country to qualify for a Swiss passport. Swiss by marriage. Another way to become a Swiss citizen is to marry one, which opens the door to fast-tracked naturalisation. If you're living abroad, you need to have been married for 6 years, and you'll have to demonstrate a close connection to Switzerland. How? By speaking a national language. And having contact with the Swiss community abroad. You need to have also spent holidays in Switzerland. If you're moving to Switzerland, you'll have to wait until you've lived here for 5 years, including the year just before applying. And you'll need to have been married for 3 years. Applicants in a registered partnership with a Swiss can also speed up the procedure. Like married people, you'll need to have lived in Switzerland for at least 5 years, including the year just before applying. You'll need to have lived with your registered partner for at least 3 years. Registered partners cannot presently become Swiss while living abroad. If you're not married to a Swiss and you weren't born to Swiss parents, you can still get citizenship after living in Switzerland for at least 10 years. 3 of these years need to be in the 5 years prior to making the application. Foreigners applying in Switzerland need to show a high level of integration, including proficiency in the language spoken where they live. A baby born in Switzerland to foreign parents doesn't automatically get Swiss citizenship, but they can fast-track the procedure if they're third-generation immigrants. What's that, you ask? Well, you need to have been born in Switzerland and hold a C residence permit. You need to have attended school in Switzerland for at least 5 years. And you have to apply for citizenship before you're 25. At least one of your parents must have lived in Switzerland for at least 10 years, been to a Swiss school for 5 years, and hold a valid residence permit. Also, at least one of your grandparents must have been born in Switzerland or held residency. That was the easy part. Now comes the hard bit. What happens when you live abroad and have met all the requirements to apply for a Swiss passport? Step 1. You need to contact the competent Swiss representation in your country of residence. They'll send you lots of forms that you'll have to fill out in a Swiss national language. And you'll need to submit lots of documents, such as a criminal record extract and a tax certificate. Step 2. After gathering all these documents, you need to submit an application to the competent Swiss representation in your country of residence. The processing fee is paid in advance. Step 3. The Swiss representation will invite you for a personal interview. If you're applying for citizenship by marriage, your spouse will also be called in. They'll want to find out whether you have close links with Switzerland and meet the other conditions. The interview will be held in a Swiss national language, so it's time to polish up your language skills. Step 4. If you pass the first interview, the representation will send your application and their report to the State Secretariat of Migration, SEM, in Bern. Step 5. The SEM issues its decision on the application. The representation will let you know if you're in or out. By this point, you might be asking yourself, is it really worth it? Spending between 600 and 1150 francs and waiting around 18 months just to get the Swiss passport? Well, this is what would change if you became Swiss. Voting. You get a say in how the country you love should be run. Connection to heritage. No matter how Swiss you feel inside, a passport is proof. It's confirmation of your connection to the country. And you can move to Switzerland if you want. If you plan on moving to the Alpine nation, it will definitely be easier as a Swiss than as a foreigner. Plus, you get to keep your first citizenship. Whether a naturalised person loses their previous citizenship depends upon the other country in question. Of course, with rights also come obligations. When turning 18, Swiss men are called up to undertake military service, or they can decide to do civilian service instead, like helping out farmers, for example. For women, military service is voluntary, just like learning to yodel is. Every year, tens of thousands of people become Swiss. Will you join them?